recorded now. Okay, you guys, I'll just give a quick 2-minute background on my story as a coach. This is so fun to meet all your new people. It's so fun. So I was a coach way back in 2012 when Brooke first started coaching. And after a month and a half, we were like, this isn't for me. I was just starting a brand new journalism career and really wanted to focus on that. And so I tell you that story. I used to be afraid to share that story because it's like I have this thing with perfectionism. It's a thing with journalism and getting it all right in the news. But it's one of those things where it's like you can't be ashamed of it. Like it wasn't the right timing, but here's the thing. Here I am now. And so whatever it is that your past might be, like, that, don't let that dictate your future. And I'm sure you all know that, but it's just so important. Like I could have easily been so afraid of what other people thought. Like I did coaching back in 2012. Like I can't do it again. There is no perfect scenario. And I think it's just following your gut, honoring that impulse of why you said yes to coaching in the first place, because there's a reason. And especially through the hard times, especially in this beginning period, it probably feels a little overwhelming because there's so much information coming to you at once. But if you go back to the basics and focus on yourself, getting the best results, focus on your mindset, everything really truly falls into place. And I think it's super awesome as a team that we host these team calls so you can kind of get to know all of the leaders on the BOD squad because we all have different stories. I'm a full-time TV producer. I just got married a month ago, so life has been chaotic, but coaching to me is still a priority because there's my husband. But it's still a priority because I see the life that Brooke has built and I'm like, I want to create that too. So it's whatever those big crazy dreams are. We talk about vision a lot in the BOD squad because you have to have more than just like, well, I want to help people. Like that's not going to be enough if I'm being completely transparent. Like it's so great you want to help people and you get to do that. You get to present this gift and it's an incredible life-changing gift. We're not just giving away lip gloss, nothing wrong with that. But we have so much to offer, but you want to like think about the vision you want to create with your life 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Brooke was a 6-figure earner in 3 years. So there's nothing off the limits here. If you just want to, but then there's also, if you want to be a part-time coach, that's okay too. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. When I get excited, I talk fast, but, I am so happy to answer any of your questions, whether it's mindset, routine, power pockets. Again, I'm coming from a perspective that I'm a full-time employee, but still do coaching and want to make this a full-time income. So anything is possible. And I'm happy to help. Any questions off the bat? Mm-hmm. To be anything. Well, if you don't mind me asking, like, they're all new faces. When did you all start coaching? We can just kind of go one by one if you don't mind.
For me, I literally just signed up like over the weekend. So super new to it. Still, working on figuring it all out. But really just today is when I really started inviting people and talking to people about it, and I've already gotten some interest both in people interested about the products and people interested in coaching. So just working on communicating with people, and got a FaceTime meeting with someone who's interested in coaching who I know through competing in track and field tomorrow. So excited about that. So yeah.
And what's your name? Is it Mia?
Maya, yeah.
Okay, where are you living, Maya?
So I just graduated from the University of Virginia, which is in Charlottesville, and then I'll be moving to Miami, Florida in July to work for the Orange Bowl. But right now I'm like between apartments, so I'm at my boyfriend's house in Lynchburg, which is about an hour from Charlottesville, and then I'm flying home on Friday to Minnesota and be with family for a few weeks before I move down to Florida.
Amazing. And who is your coach?
Danielle.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Okay, fun.
Yep.
Well, thank you for hopping on this call. That's really great, especially if you just signed up over the weekend and here you are. You're crushing it.
Thanks.
Okay, Alex. I see an Alex.
Alexis? Me?
Yeah. Who's your coach and when did you get started?
Courtney is my coach. And then I started about a week and a half ago. So I'm still new. I'm still just getting started. I'm Emerald right now, and I know we're not working on rank as much anymore, so not super important. But,
Yeah.
I've just been working on invites. My biggest thing right now that I'm like, my only concern, I guess, is I don't have a ton of followers on Instagram. I know that's not a big deal, but like getting more so that I have more people to invite. So I've been inviting like 10 people a day. I'm kind of running out of people to reach out to. And I know if they're not already following you, they can just like ignore your message. It's like a request thing now with Instagram. So like some people I've reached out to that aren't following me back, just like haven't responded or not seeing it at all. So that's like the only thing that I'm having that I haven't.
No, I think that's a really good. I'm glad that you brought that up. I'm gonna write that down. I love Instagram, so that's totally my jam. Instagram growth and and then I'm gonna just and you started last week, you said? And then we'll come back to that question. I just want to have other people kind of say hi and they'll come back to that. Does that sound good? Perfect. Am I muted? No. Okay, I have Sarah Summer.
Yes, that's me.
Who's your coach?
So I started coaching maybe about like 3 months ago, and my mom was the first person I signed up.
Yeah, girl.
And you just started end of April.
Amazing. And
so yeah.
I'm sorry, you must have said this already. You said your coach is Brooke?
My coach is Nicole.
Oh, Nicole. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Perfect. Cool. Well, welcome. And then we have one more. Nikki, I think you're muted. I'm not sure if you're like driving. If you are, keep driving. Or I don't know where you are. But I don't see it. Oh, here she comes.
Yeah, sorry. I'm actually doing dishes right now, so I don't want to be distracted.
No worries. I just didn't want to leave you out. Who's your coach and when did you get started?
Brooke is my coach. I got started about, I want to say a little over a month ago.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, you guys. Well, thank you again for being here. This is very informal, and I'm just happy, and I'm sure Danielle can hop on and get some questions too, because she's been in the business as long as I have. But to go back to Alex, right? I want to make sure. Okay, perfect. Your question about Instagram growth, and honestly, that is completely normal, especially just getting started. And I think that as newer coaches, we have this pressure of like wanting to build that right away, because it's easy to look at other top coaches and see their following of like, wow, they have like 10,000 followers. But the thing is that we all had humble beginnings. We all started with 400 followers. And when you think about it, 400 is still a lot of people you can reach out to. And I think that there's so many training videos on growing your following, and it honestly changes. So it used to be using like a third-party tool to help grow your following. Now, the biggest thing that I would recommend is organic growth. And how you can do that is kind of like really figuring out who is your target, like who you want to help, which is essentially you. So that's easy. And figuring out your 5. So you're not just a Beachbody coach, okay? You are way more than that. So whether you're a student, you just graduated, you're obsessed with dogs or cats, I'm making this up. I'm just trying to give you more than just coaching. And you kind of list like your interests and think about that, okay? And then what you would do is you would go on Instagram, and this definitely takes time. So this is perhaps, if it's a huge goal of yours to grow your following, it's an addition to your power hour. You can spend 15, 20 minutes a day in your pocket times. And you would go to people who look like you and then go to their friends. And it's kind of the 5-3-1 method. So you would like their photos, comment on a couple, and follow. And if you do that, it takes time, right? It's a little tedious, but if you do that, that's going to start bringing people to you, to your page, because you're already doing your job by showing up, offering value, and getting people to know, like, and trust you. So that process will happen over time. It's just the long game, right? Being super patient and not worrying so much like how other people may have large followings. Because a coach I really look up to, Amy Bailey, she started at 400 followers and now has 70,000. And it's the consistent posting value, commenting on other people, and liking other people, right? It's a social platform, so we have to go be engaging on it. Does that help? I gave you a lot there, and we can kind of dive deeper.
I know it's gonna take some time. Trying to figure out. I mean, that was very helpful. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Any follow-up questions with that?
I don't think so at the moment. I think that kind of answered everything. And I know it's just a waiting game.
Mm-hmm. But definitely, like, don't be afraid to use Facebook. I mean, it depends on where you want to find people. Like, if you found your coach through Instagram, stick with that, because that's like your chances are you're going to find your other yous of the world on the platform that you love to use. But I think you'd be surprised, especially if you just started coaching a week and a half ago or not too long ago. You have what is called like that warm market, like all your friends and family, people you went to high school with, people you went to college with, all those people. And if you are just coming from a place of like being so excited, that's not salesy. That's like, here's what happened for me. Do you want to do this with me? It can be so simple. And I think that we kind of sometimes overcomplicate that invite because we're so nervous about what other people will think. But then it's more about us, right? Like if we're so worried about what they'll think of us, we got to get out of our way. It's like, if it's not the right time, follow up in a month. And then it's like, there's so many. I think the biggest thing that new coaches struggle with is that they don't see enough success right away. And it's just being patient, but also taking massive action and failing forward. We've all failed forward. We've gotten ghosted. We've sent out carts. There's like a share a cart heaven out there that has all the links that never went to purchase. And it's normal. It's normal for even a coach who's been doing this for over 2 years. So, but do the 5-3-1 method. I think we're getting away from STEM social, which is an out because Instagram has figured that out, and they just want this platform to not have bots. And not that it was bots, but it's just like it wasn't attracting the people you want to work with. So here's the thing. Keisha Fitzgerald is $1 million coach and doesn't even have 10K followers. Like, doesn't that blow your mind? It's not so much about the following. It's about the tribe who follows you, right? You could have 20, 30,000 followers, but if they're not like buying your stuff or, really care about what you're doing, it doesn't matter. It's just a number. Post valuable content and the rest will fall into place. Any other questions? I gotta tone it down. I'm really too excited for this, aren't I? I have a chat. Let's see. Oh yeah, no worries. One other piece of advice I'll give is like kind of honor the season of life that you're in. I remember like when I was planning my wedding and I got married a month ago, there was a time in that period where I felt sort of guilty because we talk about like the speed of a coach, right? You have your runner coaches, your walking coaches. And at the time I was sort of walking, like doing the power hour, but still like managing a full-time gig plus planning a wedding. And it's just like, there will be seasons of your life where you'll have different paces. But sometimes I feel like we wait for the motivation to come. We wait for the perfect time. And what kills doubt is action. It really is like, and guys, let me be completely transparent and vulnerable. I was someone who I could probably say I have my PhD in coaching. And the reason for that is because I was obsessed with learning about this. I was obsessed with like Googling top coaches and listening to their YouTube videos and trying to figure out what in the frick is the secret sauce. Because how is it that this person can make this work? And why am I struggling? And the difference is behind the scenes, they're just showing up every single day. They're doing their power hour. They're doing the vital behaviors. That's it. Like, it's crazy. And I think we try to overcomplicate this business that truly is that simple. It's showing up on social media, doing more than sweaty selfies, because that's boring, right? And I'm learning about that too. And sharing like authentically who you are and why this matters. People are not going to buy products. They can Amazon this. They want to relate to you and your story. They want to find themselves like, wow, Sarah struggled with that? Like, I had no idea. The girlfriend shows up every single day. And like, I had no idea. And then when you share that, they become connected. And now they're not buying Shakeology. They're getting this experience because they see that you've done it. So now they believe they can do it too. That's what this is. That's why storytelling in this business is so important. And the things that you're afraid to share, chances are that's what you should share the most. Like if you're like nervous, like what will people think? That's where the real juiciness comes, because guys, there's 400,000 coaches out there. So what is going to make you stand out? Your superpower is you. Like what you have to offer, what they'll find in you, they can't find maybe from me. Like they may not relate to my story. They maybe aren't a newlywed, but if they're a recent college grad, or, you know, there's certain things, and we forget to share that because we become this Beachbody billboard, and we feel like we have to like mention all the ingredients in Shakeology, but really it's like they want to know if it works and how you feel. That's all. Like you don't have to be the master of the products. You just have to be a master of your story, and that comes with time. I'm on a soapbox. I gotta. I hope that helps. Any other questions that came up from that? I can keep talking.
I'm good with you free talking. I'm taking lots of notes over here. You're very helpful.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to hear that, Nikki. Thank you for saying that. Is there anything in particular you guys feel like you're kind of like struggling with? Like, man, if I got this figured out, this coaching thing would make a lot more sense.
I'm excited for like the transition that the whole business is going into. It's a little overwhelming just because I feel like I just started, and then like the light bulb just came on for like what we were doing, and now it's changing. And so I'm like, okay, you know, but I'm glad because, you know, I'm so new. And so I'm glad I'm, you know, going with the flow. But I think I have to work on like not allowing the business become stressful. I just told Nicole today, like I'm trying to figure out how to do my application to post a link on my Instagram. Yeah. And that's why I had invited my mom over. So I was like, oh my God, let's do it together. And I had done it all, and I was trying to convert the link. I don't know what I did, and I lost it all. And I texted Nicole, and I'm like, I'm so freaking like, I'm at work, and I've been doing it in my pockets of my time. And she's like, you just have to be careful. Like if you're having, you know, a busy day at work and you don't have many pockets, like do not touch Beachbody like until you get home and you can like give it your full attention. But that was kind of my struggle today.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. And honestly,
you're welcome.
you will have a lot of those types of moments. Like it's interesting because you look at the top coaches now and they all say, guys, like I had no idea what I was doing about posting on social media, or, you know, it's really cool to look back on coaches and like see their Instagram before and now, because it's everything is figure outable, right? You're pretty soon you'll look back a month from now and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was stressing about that app. Like now it's so easy. And it's interesting because it's like we have really hard expectations on ourselves sometimes. Like when you're going through college or when you're going through a new job, we kind of give ourselves some grace. Like we kind of like, we expect that there's a learning curve. We know like, okay, I'm not going to get this right away, but you know, in time, you know, eventually 2 or 4 years, I'll get my degree or I'll get better at this job that I just started. Treat it kind of the same way as coaching. Like chances are you haven't made a Google Doc or a Google link, and here you just did. And unfortunately, yes, it got deleted, but now you know exactly how to do it. And pretty soon you're going to get people filling out that form. And all that hard work leading up to that point, it's like, freaking A, that was worth it. Because now I met Susan from Colorado, and she's going to be in my challenge group. And so it's those little things, like we can get so focused on what the little frustrations about this business, but it's only going to make you better, and you're going to learn from it, and you're going to be like really proud of yourself because you didn't let that totally make you like say, okay, I'm throwing in the towel. So
I just, yeah.
Yeah.
Did a little for like a quick second, but I like totally like leaned on Nicole and I was like, I'm gonna lose my shit in my car.
Don't even worry. It happens. That's awesome. But good for you. Like you just keep trucking along and give yourself some grace. Like all of you guys are new, like newer coaches. There's a lot coming at you. But also like my advice is just to like kind of embrace the overwhelm just as you would in a new job or in a new setting. Like we kind of like expect like, oh yeah, things will be challenging. But then I feel like there's just this pressure to like get it right away. Like as a new coach, it's like, I gotta do it. And then that doesn't make it fun anymore, right? Like the pressure doesn't make it always fun. But when you have like such a clear vision and you know where you're going with this, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth those late nights, like figuring it out. Because here's the thing, when you go through those problems and those obstacles, your coaches may have that same thing and be like, girlfriend, don't worry. I get you. I was there once. Here's what I did. And so honor that struggle and know that you're going through it for a reason, and that you will be able to help your coaches when they go through that too, just like Nicole did that for you. Yay. Hi, Jenna.
Thank you.
Of course. Of course. It's so fun that you guys have each other. That's awesome. Mom and dad.
Yeah.
Yes. I love when you said, my superpower is me.
Yes.
It reminded me of those shirts that say, my superpower is whatever. And when Sarah had texted me, Mom, I lost them, because I was up late last night and I'm like, oh my gosh, technology is not, my generation. So usually it's reverse. And I go, Mom, I think I got it. So that's why I'm here after work. But when you said that, my superpower is me, I jotted it down because I go, we're sign language interpreters. And as a mother, I often think, we speak to deaf and hard of hearing people. And it's often said, what a great superpower. But me, as a mother of 2 daughters that are adults now, I still get emotional because it's not just the lives of my family that I want to touch, but there is a super power within me outside of my work. Totally. And coming from such a heavy weight, when I see obesity just surrounded in my communities, in my schools, in everywhere that we go, this is my market. And I know that right now, I was sharing with Nicole and Sarah, I have to really pace myself because it can be overwhelming. And I'm often like, oh, I'm so old, am I going to get it? But when I pace myself, I know, you know,
She's 50.
Oh my gosh.
the stories that the stories that we have, you know, I'm just so lit to share and attack my market to help them.
Yeah.
And for me though, I need to do some work for myself first.
Well, I
So,
hope you should
I
write.
love that you said that. Thank you.
Of course, that's so awesome. I'm so glad that you know you resonated with that. And I think that so often we put other people on pedestals, but realize like that's what makes us so unique. It's what makes you you. And it may sound kind of cheesy and woo woo, but there's a reason why this works for everyone. Like the really cool thing about Beachbody is that there's no favoritism, right? Like it's whatever it is that you want to create with this opportunity, they want everyone to be successful with it. So, and you are a trailblazer for the women in your community, because it's like, because you're having the courage to put your health and fitness first and support your daughter and do whatever it is that you want to create with this, there's a reason for that. And so at any point when coaching gets too hard or when a link goes out, like I want you to go back to not only the superpower as you, but also to honor that impulse of why you said yes to coaching in the first place. We forget that. We forget that when the overwhelm sets in, or when people say no, or when people ghost us, or I've sent out 50 invites and everything was a no. Here's the thing that was going to flip the whole switch. One person said yes. And it's like, wait, Britt, should I get excited about that? I sent out 50 invites and only one said yes. Yes. Get excited, because that's one life. That's one freaking life. And you guys, here's what another thing I want you to know. And I mean all respect to every side hustle out there, because I think it's so freaking awesome that we can have our phones to build a business. So whatever it is that you want to sell on social media, that's freaking amazing. But it's not just skin care products. It's not just a lip gloss. We're selling a freaking gift for people to change their life. My sister started 21 Day Fix in March and is now on the 4th round and has lost 30 pounds. I know! And she struggled with nutrition and was so nervous and would do the workouts, but not the nutrition. They go hand in hand, right? She would do the workouts, plateau, nothing would change. I was so nervous to say anything because I was like, well, she's still doing the workouts. But then she's like, no, Brittany, enough is enough. I need to go all in. So all in, what does that mean to you? Like when you say all in, are you like, do you have the door? Like, are you 1 foot in, 1 foot out with coaching? Because if you are, you're going to show up that way. But if you go all in with whether it's your program or your coaching, people will see that. People are going to be inspired by that. It's not in the how. You know the vital behaviors. You know how to invite. It's in like who you have to become in order to be inspiring, because people want to get behind someone who's growing. And the people who don't, who unfollow, either it's not their time or it's not meant for them. And you don't want people that way, because we're not trees, right? That sounds so cheesy, but we're meant to grow. We're meant to move. And so I can get on like such a soapbox. I just get so passionate about this stuff. But I love that you shared that story. And I just want you to go back to knowing that you are so capable, and just it's consistent effort, and it's being unapologetically you, and knowing that you have something special to offer. Yay. Yes, thank you, Jetta. So true. This is why this resonates so much. It's because of the difference in the lives we get to change, including ourselves. Totally. Like that's the company you're a part of, right? And what I will also say is Beachbody is just a springboard. It is truly just a springboard. And I don't mean that just. It's just like, it's really cool because you see other coaches who have created their success with Beachbody, but now are branching out. Because when you get into this mindset that I can do anything, like I see coaches that like have a clothing line that are now like selling headbands, that are now podcasters. So it's like, it's really cool when you level up to the person you were created to be, how ideas just come naturally to you. And also I will say that this is a sidebar, but from someone who was chasing the ladder, I don't know about the corporate ladder, we get so caught up in a title that we feel like that title is equivalent to our worth. And you are so much more than whatever that job title is. And Beachbody kind of uncovers that, because you become the best person through your mindset, through physical transformation, through paying this forward, and the fulfillment of helping others. So it's really neat what you can create with this. Any questions at all? I guess our time is like 7 more minutes. So otherwise I'll just keep spewing belief on y'all. Sarah's like, yes, I want more. Danielle, do you have any insight? Am I rambling too much?
No, you're doing wonderful, Britt.
Oh, thank you, love. That's awesome. I mean,
I have a quick question. Oh, sorry. No, go ahead, Brittany.
I want you.
No, it's good. So I'm sorry I'm late to the game, but time zones. I'm just curious for Sarah and your mom, like what kind of stories are you sharing? Like what are you telling people about, like your, like, I don't know, like what are you sharing for, because I would think that your stories would be super amazing, both of you, yes. So I mean, you know, your family support for each other is huge, you know, for some of the other women who may struggle with having family members on board, like being able to share your story of like having your mom or, you know, having your daughter support you on your journey, no matter where you are, and what stage you are in your life. Like, I think that is like so huge and so amazing. And to be able to, like, if you guys work out together, if you meal plan and meal prep together, like those have got to be some like really, really cool and key touch points.
Go ahead.
I know, sorry, I'm like overloaded. This is so cool.
Yeah, this is the first time I was like, meet me, you know, at my house, and we can watch like videos, try to figure out the application. That's what today was. But this is our first time we're like meeting to work, and we're like, let's get on the new coach call. And so we have our notebooks and we're writing, but I haven't really like publicly shared. My mom's a little more open than I am.
I'm an extreme extrovert.
Okay.
And I on my social media, I'm extremely honestly, ruthlessly honest about myself and my life. And at the same time, I'm a little bit private when it comes to my 2 adult daughters and my 1 grandson. It's a lot about me. I'm a cancer survivor. This daughter in particular grew up with a very obese mother that was very vocal and not lazy and physical. And so now, cutting to the chase of Beachbody and where we are today, I don't think I ever shared this with you, but she brought Beachbody to me just late April, and I joined as a gift to her because her birthday is April. But quite frankly, I thought she was on drugs because of her weight loss. And I apologize. I don't think I ever said that to you. But I was like scratching my head. What is Sarah doing? And
it was over a year though.
It was over a year of mom not knowing.
I had lost 30 pounds on my own over
30 pounds?
Gradually, 30, yeah. And Nicole actually had been following me for maybe I think a little over 6 months, and she'd offered, and I was like, no, it's a pyramid. No, I don't want to do it. Like, she's like, but you're already doing it. And I mean, my mom put me through dance. I danced since I was a little girl. So like body image, and then I think growing up with you being so heavy, like I was kind of scared. I was like, oh my God. Oh.
So she sat me down and she said, Mom, this is what I'm doing. Are you in? And I said, sign me up.
Wow. That is.
I need to get my health. It was about my health because I'm a cancer survivor, and I'm just completing actually 8 rounds of radiation treatment, and I'm cancer free again. So
Oh,
she
yeah.
is
That's
one
awesome.
of my greatest cheerleaders. So it was time for me at 50, fabulous 50,
Yes.
to get my health, my body, mind, and soul straight. So it's my gift to myself and my family. Little did I know I'd be having the mindset of coaching and retiring myself. And here I am with my daughter. I'm going to get my second daughter on board. I think she doesn't need
Yay.
it. I signed up my husband, and I'm going to learn as much as I can, and I'm going to get my second daughter on board.
That is awesome. So amazing.
Those stories. Oh my goodness. Ah,
We're working. Yeah, I was like, Mom, I have my son. Like, grandma's got to be around. I made her a young grandma. But I'm like, all your health scares, like, it's, you got to, start. And for me, I joined because of just the personal development, honestly. And that's something, again, I told Nicole, like, it's silly because I totally joined for my mental health. Like, I was kind of going crazy, like, in the inside, just like, I need to break through these barriers. And like I told you guys, I'm really kept to myself. Like, there's stuff that I haven't even told you as to why. And
Mothers know, though.
Yeah, well, and it's stuff that, like, I'm still, like, right now in the process, like, trying to figure out, like, what had me there, how am I gonna get out of it. And it's hard wanting to be a better person. Like, you really are your own enemy. And but over the year, like, I just feel better, and I just feel happy. And I tell my friends, like, I just want people to be happy. Like, basically, like, that's it. Like, my mom said we're sign language interpreters, and I think we like to help people. And I'm a single mom, and I am doing this business because I need to be mom. My son's dad was deported a few years ago to Mexico, so I am on my own, besides mom. But I mean, I need this business. It's an urgency. It's, my first job title is being a mom, and my little guy needs me. I know you guys see his head, like, popping
you
in
guys,
the
your
back.
story is so inspiring. It has less than a minute left, so I just don't want it to abruptly end here because it's like telling me and warning me. But oh my goodness. This was so fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
post
love
this.
this community.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
We gotta do a picture.
Yeah, do a picture.
Yes.
We can do it. Ready? Okay, hang on. Let me make sure. It's gonna be a boomerang. You guys know I always do this. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Everybody wave.
I love that.
Okay.
Yay!
But if you have more questions,